With its economy growing faster than China and a business-friendly Prime Minister, India may appear an enticing prospect to foreign investors. But ranking 142 on the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report, the country still seems to have a way to go. Joining me now is Mr. Ashok, Chairman of the Confederation of Indian Industry, to talk about doing business in the world's second largest country. So, Mr. Ashok, in reality, how open is India for business?
We are aware of the numbers relating to ease of doing business. Numbers are just numbers. It's really a matter of perception and the ground reality. And we think that a lot of things which have happened in the last 12 months of this government is making business easier in our country, and we are on the right path to becoming more business friendly, more proactive, and to attract more investments.
Well, how well positioned is India to perform on the world stage in terms of infrastructure and the kind of challenges it faces?
Infrastructure is a challenge. The government is well appraised of it, and I think we have a budget of 700 billion Indian rupees for infrastructure in the annual budget for the year 2015-16. The government has also started an infrastructure fund and also infrastructure bonds. They're looking at revamping the entire system of public-private partnership with a larger role for the government, and also to make it easy for large investments which take many years to come to gestation.
Now, red tape is said to also be an issue. How much does this impact foreign investors, and how much of a barrier is it for them?
Red tape is a barrier not just to foreign investors. It's a problem for Indian companies also. The government has taken a lot of measures in a short time. For example, they have introduced 14 platforms of e-governance, and I could classify it as relating to the corporate sector and also to the individuals. For example, for companies, they could register online, they could file their returns, be it for sales tax, for manufacturing tax, for customs. They can file everything online. They can make payments through gateways which are established. So this is an ongoing exercise. They've also involved the states because a lot of activity happens in the states. And as a part of Make in India program of the Government of India, they had a meeting a couple of months ago. A report was given to the Prime Minister. Industry was also involved in a lot of it. They found out 98 different pain points for industries in states. So action is being taken not just at the central level, but also within the states on how these issues would be sorted out so that they become business friendly. The idea is to cut red tape down, simplify it, avoid as much as possible personal interactions. You get your jobs done without all these complications of government offices, officials coming to your office, raids which would take place at random earlier. So a whole pile of effort is happening. It's a large country, and we have 30 states, 1.2 billion people, different governments. So it's a sustained effort which is required, and I think that will happen. Every government across India, whether it's a government led by the ruling party in the center or any other form, they're all committed to development, and we are very confident that we are on the right way to economic growth.
Let's look more closely now at the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business rating. And your Prime Minister, Modi, actually said on his watch he thinks India will be in the top 50. Do you think this is likely?
It is likely. We have seen other examples in countries across the world. Our challenges are the sheer numbers which are involved. Our challenges are different governments which have different ideologies at state levels to get them all on board. But I think every state understands that unless you can make it easier to do business, unless you can bring in investments, they're not going to have the growth which is required to support our population, to provide the welfare at a level of adequate housing, clothing, food, shelter.
Well, obviously India represents huge commercial opportunities. What should people be aware of to be able to capitalize on this, and what should they really watch out for?
The very fact that we have 1.2 billion people, we are possibly one of the largest consumption economies in the world. It's a huge market. There are few like that, and a lot of it is untapped even today. Also the fact that we are growing faster than anybody else. The current year, we are expecting between 7.8 to 8.2% of GDP. You're looking at a $2 trillion economy. We're looking at becoming one of the top economies in the top 3 by 2025 or so, pushing it beyond 4 to 5 trillion. It's a huge opportunity for companies across the globe to come and invest in India and to do business with India. And if they don't come in quick enough, they're going to lose huge opportunities in India.